A brutal punch echoed through the arena as the young, undefeated fighter knocked his opponent out cold. The crowd erupted, some cheering, others shifting uncomfortably at the sheer ruthlessness of the knockout. Medics rushed in to check on the fallen veteran, but the victorious fighter wasn't concerned. He strutted around the ring, flexing for the cameras, taunting his opponent, and basking in the chaos. In the midst of this spectacle, one man remained motionless, Jason Statham. Seated in the front row, he watched silently, his expression unreadable. No applause, no reaction, just sharp, focused eyes locked onto the cocky fighter. The young fighter, high on adrenaline, scanned the audience and noticed Statham. Smirking, he grabbed the mic and pointed straight at the Hollywood action star. "You think you're tough in the movies? Step in here and show us if you're real." Gasps spread through the crowd. Some fans roared with excitement, chanting Jason's name, while others watched in stunned silence, unsure if this challenge was serious. Statham didn't move. For a long second, he remained seated, his gaze unwavering. Then, with calm precision, he stood. The energy in the stadium shifted instantly. The noise dimmed, anticipation thick in the air. Every camera turned toward him, capturing what was about to unfold. The young fighter fed off the crowd's energy, bouncing on his feet, eager to put on a show. "Come on, movie star, let's see what you've got," he taunted. Statham walked forward with effortless composure, his presence alone enough to steal the momentum from the fighter's theatrics. Security stepped back as the cage gate opened. Statham entered without hesitation, adjusting his stance with quiet confidence. The crowd, now fully invested, chanted his name, realizing this was no staged performance. The cocky fighter grinned, still convinced this was just another publicity stunt. He lunged forward without warning, throwing fast, powerful punches. The speed was impressive. Sharp jabs, quick hooks, a kick aimed high. But Statham was unfazed. He moved with surgical precision, effortlessly dodging each attack. Every punch thrown was met with nothing but air. The crowd gasped as they realized what was happening. The young fighter was fast, but Statham was faster. He wasn't reacting, he was predicting. Frustration flashed across the fighter's face. He swung harder, more recklessly, determined to land a hit. Statham remained calm, blocking where necessary, redirecting force when needed. Then, in a single calculated moment, he countered. A sharp jab to the ribs followed by a clean right hook sent the young fighter stumbling. The crowd roared. For the first time that night, the arrogance on the fighter's face was replaced with something else. Doubt. Determined not to lose face, he charged again, feinting left and launching into a spinning kick. Statham anticipated it. He ducked, closed the distance, and delivered a precise elbow to the shoulder, forcing the fighter back. The arena gasped. The young fighter's confidence wavered. His breathing was heavier now, his stance less controlled. He had come expecting to dominate, but instead, he was being dismantled. In a final act of desperation, he swung wildly, hoping to catch Statham off guard. But Statham had already won. With one smooth motion, he stepped in and delivered a devastating right hook. The impact was brutal. The young fighter's head snapped back, his legs gave out, and he collapsed onto the mat. The entire stadium fell into stunned silence. For a moment, no one moved. No chants, no cheers. Just the sound of cameras clicking, capturing the moment that would soon go viral. Then, the eruption came. The crowd roared in disbelief and admiration. Fans jumped to their feet, chanting Statham's name louder than ever. The once mocking commentators scrambled to find words, struggling to process what they had just witnessed. Statham, however, remained unchanged. No celebration, no fist pump. Just quiet control. He glanced toward the VIP section, nodded once, then turned and walked toward the exit, leaving the fallen fighter behind. Medics rushed to help the dazed young man, who sat up slowly, rubbing his jaw in shock. The cameras zoomed in, capturing his stunned expression, the arrogance completely wiped away. He had spent the night taunting, showboating, and bragging, only to be humbled in the most brutal way possible. As he looked around, he realized the crowd was no longer chanting his name. They were chanting Jason's. Statham didn't need words. He didn't need theatrics. His actions spoke louder than any insult. He had stepped into the ring not as an actor but as a fighter, proving that real skill doesn't come from arrogance or showmanship. It comes from discipline, control, and the ability to let actions speak for themselves. The young fighter had walked into the cage thinking noise made a champion. Jason Statham walked out proving that true power doesn't need to be announced. It simply exists.